Hello, this is a video of my Arcam AB41 running Direct Live 3.13.2. I did a single point calibration and the predicted actually looked pretty close to what I might see with 3.4.4, so I was a bit surprised about that. I also then did the in-room measurement and it seemed to match up pretty well to what the predicted was. What kind of confused me though is that when I move the crossover and move it back to 70, when I did the calculate, it gave me a completely different predicted, but then when I measured it, it it kind of seemed like the original predicted, except a little bit more erratic. So I'll switch to this screen to show what that looked like. So here was the predicted, um, which looks similar to that predicted that we just ran. Then here was that in-room response, which to me looks more like the original predicted than what was predicted up here. When I recalculated after moving that crossover from 70 and moving it back to 70, I would expect it to maybe, look something similar to what it was before, and not so, maybe drastically different, but yet why would it measure similar to the first predicted? Seems a little bit more erratic, maybe, in the upper base. In lower mid-range, that one seemed to be smoother from the original calibration. So this is what it looked like on that first pass. And I measured it, seemed to match up pretty close. And then when I recalculated and then sent that to the AVR, did an in-room response, it seemed to almost match up to what the original predicted was before I recalculated after moving that crossover to 70 and back to 70. So no matter what I did, I can never really get that back to kind of looking like that original predicted unless I reloaded the calibration project. So you can see here, I'll move it again, put it back to 70, and I'm trying to get the in-room or the predicted to look like how it did for that first measurement of the predicted, but always seems to not want to go that route unless I reload the file. See, it seems to be dipping out over there. It's kind of weird. It kind of seems to measure like in Room EQ Wizard like the original predicted, but let's run this again, see what we get. So yeah, not much difference. Seems to be just having a dip here. But if I reload the project, we'll see that original one. I just can't get it to try to get that predicted. It always seems to kind of dip out here instead of what it's doing here. I just find it weird that this seems to be what dirac 3.4.4 would create as the predicted. And I did kind of seem to get that with 3.13.2, but as soon as I adjust the crossover, it's kind of giving me some odd predicted, which again kind of measures like the original to some extent. So I'm trying to see if that makes any sense. Why would it do that? Why would I change the crossover to 70, put it back, and it kind of measures like how it did on that original predicted, except perhaps, like I said, maybe more erratic in the upper bass frequencies and such. And why can't I maybe get it to kind of get closer to that predicted if I move the crossover back and forth back to 70 and keep recalculating? It doesn't seem to want to get to like a predicted that was similar to this, which is what 3.4.4 direct seemed to come up with as a predicted, and seems to be what it's measuring. So yeah, kind of looking if you had any insight why that behavior could be going on, and we'll go from there. Thank you.